What's up and welcome back to the YaBoiWilly YouTube channel. Today we are going to be jumping into some New World news. AGS has just officially announced that New World Season 10 will be coming out on October 13th. Not only did they release the date in which New World Season 10 is dropping, but we also got a nice bunch of patch notes to go along with it, going over some of the bigger things that are coming to New World Season 10. And in this video, I will be going over those patch notes, giving you guys my opinions and ideas on all of the new information that is coming out. Now, quick TLDR, before we do get into it, I want to say that I did react to these live on stream initially. This is just going to be a quick little rundown of some of the more important things that I think is kind of awesome and cool about what is coming to New World. Once again, this video is going to be a little different than my more edited content that I have on the channel. It's going to be me more just yapping and kind of giving you guys a quick rundown of the awesome content coming to the new season of New World. So as we can see here, October 13th, it is actually going to be releasing, and it is free for all New World Eternum owners. So if you own New World Eternum, it's going to be free. This is awesome because there was actually a lot of people that were going into this, and even rumors on Reddit saying that this was going to be a paid expansion, and a lot of people were already mad about that, which this is good, right? I mean, at this point, the less money that New World players are having to spend for this, the better, right? Like, I think this is good. It's going to be pretty much very similar to Brimstone. If you guys were here for Brimstone was a massive update way back in the past that did come out with a new territory and stuff like that, and it wasn't, you didn't have to pay for it. It wasn't like Elysian Wilds. So really cool. Also, you guys will notice off the rip, we got scary werewolves and vampires. No, I think it's awesome. It's very themed for like October. Everybody likes werewolves. Everybody likes vampires. I actually love the theme of this. You can kind of tell like the castles in the back, the trees, you know, all just real spooky vibes, which is really cool. So I think it's a W for theme and aesthetic. I'm a big fan of it. And what can I say? My inner emo scene boy is like, you know, hell yeah, dude, vampires and scary stuff. You know, it's just, I'm excited. So first off, the new zone. It's going to be called Nighthaven, so very fitting for what appears to be the, you know, the look and style thematics of this season. So obviously not going to really go too details. They're just kind of getting nice and fancy with what it's going to be. But yeah, the zone is Nighthaven. A new story. So a new story coming out. They, as you guys know, within the last year, especially for Eternum, they did a big thing with revamping the storyline. So in the past, if I heard like a new story is coming to an expansion, I'd probably be like Resident Sleeper. I'd be like, okay, yeah, big deal. New World's not really known for that, but in reality, actually, they kind of are. Ever since Eternum, the story has actually been really lit for New World. So part of me is actually kind of excited to see how this story goes. So nothing too crazy yet out of this, but new story, cool, right? Zone story expected for a big release / expansion. Now, this is going to be the first thing that I am very excited about. It's called the new game mode Catacombs. Catacombs is a new game mode in which up to 3 players explore the depths of a procedurally generated dungeon, battling a wide variety of enemies and bosses, gaining unique mode-specific power-ups, collecting cursed resources, etc., etc. So there's going to be a currency and all that too. Now, I want to say, if you guys know Torghast in World of Warcraft, this is essentially New World's Torghast. You're going to start out at a lower level, and you're going to slowly increase in difficulty, and as that difficulty increases, the rewards increase as well. So I think it's a W. I think this is good. I've been saying for a long time that New World thrives, not only, even as a PvP player, that New World thrives on PvE content as well, and giving the PvE players, you know, something to grind for, something to strive for, and especially something that, you know, has layers of strength. It's like an onion. It's got layers, but no, it's got layers of strength here, right? So the better you get, you know, the harder that it gets, right? So it's just really cool. I love the idea. I'm very excited for this. I think it's going to be something that PvE players will enjoy. So, and speaking of more PvE, this is kind of just like kind of put in here, right? Very interesting that we don't get more about this, but I think everybody was kind of expecting a little bit. We got a new raid, the Isle of Night. Sounds cool. 10-man in-game raid. We all knew that. It's going to be very similar to Hive of Gorgon. 3 new bosses, which is pretty cool. Some light puzzles. skills and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, gonna have in-game, you know, again, what we were expecting. We were expecting a raid, so I'm not very like, you know, I'm not like, whoa, this is crazy. I was actually very happy about the Catacombs and kind of a little more surprised. The raid, we're expecting this. So I'm very happy about it though. I will be playing it. But this is going to be the big thing. This is massive, guys. This is what I think is going to absolutely change New World. If you were an old player or a returning player and you guys are seeing, like, if you guys remember the end game of New World, it's always been so hit and miss. Mainly miss. I mean, hell, the first in-game system of New World was watermarking, and I still, to this day, think that watermarking was probably the absolute worst in-game MMO system I have ever seen for gearing up. I'm sorry, I just gotta say that. Watermarking was despicable. This should not have been in any video game at all. Either way, so either way, this is gonna be actually changing the current in-game system that we have now, which right now it's definitely dealt more around like upgrading in the kiln and things like that, but it definitely, in-game in New World feels like there's not much to really jump for. There's not much to grab for, right? It's very much like hit up Helen Wong and, you know, get it going, right? I mean, it's gotten better, but still, let's talk about it. So not only are we getting a level cap to 70, but the gear score is maxing out to 800, which expected, right? Big expansion. We kind of knew that these things were going to happen. Now this is going to be the first one, something called perk charms. Now listen up, guys. Instead of one customizable gem socket, gear can now have up to 4 empty sockets in which players can install new perk modifiers called charms. And charm sockets themselves have 3 types: defensive, offensive, and skill. These charms can be picked up fully refined, but can be it'll be more common for you to actually craft them with rare materials which drop from in-game content. So this is going to be an in-game system in which, like, people are going to be trying to craft like Biss charms and stuff, right? You're going to want like the Bissy charms, and it has the potential to actually drop fully refined. So a little RNG in that too. Very interesting. This is going to create a situation where we have a lot of variety of options on how you want to like optimize your gear. And before we keep going about that, I want to keep going because this is massive. I'm telling you, the whole in-game system is completely changed. Like, it's completely changed. Set bonuses. We are introducing a set bonus in a New World Eternum for the first time. These ultra rare sets of gear will be earned from pinnacle in-game content such as Isle of the Night, Catacombs, and the PvP track. We want to encourage players to mix and match these sets to achieve their desired build type, so they're not all or nothing. Set bonuses come in 2 types. Some bonus activates at 2 equipped pieces and get better at 4 equipped pieces. So as you can see right here, there's so many different ways in which you can have these set bonuses. You can do them 4, 2, 2, 2. You can do 5, 5. You can do 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, right? Like, there's so many different ways in which you can use the set bonuses that it's going to, once again, piggybacking off of the perk charms, create a lot of different builds and variety, which is important for New World right now. It seems very cut and dry with most builds. There's not much parity in the build side of things. There's not much, we've been, even as a war player, it's still the same builds, same perks that we've been running for years, and yes, years at this point. So very interesting. I love the idea of set bonuses. I like that they're adding it. It's going to provide some diversity in the build path, and hopefully we see some new things cooking up from it. And going into that, we're talking about umbrals. Umbrals. To round out the long-term chase, we've ushered in a new generation of umbral shards. If you guys know, this isn't the first time we've actually seen umbrals. So umbrals have been in the game before. This is like umbrals version 2. This means that all gear in the new paradigm stays viable and upgradable with umbrals rather than the clunky system at the gypsum kiln. I do appreciate AGS here for kind of addressing the fact that the gypsum kiln was clunky. It was clunky. Like, we all know that. If you were operating on that system, I don't know how many people came into my chat and they're like, Willie, how do I operate? Where do I find this thing? How do I upgrade my stuff? Like, people were always so confused. So I kind of love that they're changing it. And any gear with a gear score of at least 700 can be upgraded with umbrals. So that's pretty cool. If you have a gear score, any piece with 700, you can upgrade that have with Umbrals. Now, here's the catch. The system now works slightly different than Umbrals in the past, as it is now a currency with a wallet cap of 1,000 and a weekly rate limit to earn. So you can't, if you remember Umbrals in the past, you could stack tens of thousands of Umbrals and just be jacked out of your mind with Umbrals. You can't do that now. There's a cap of it and a weekly rate limit. So yes, guys, is this time gate? Yeah, this is going to be the time gate for AGS. Like, it is what it is. You know, this is going to be one of those time gated systems. Some people hate that. Some people like that. I'm in the camp of, I actually don't mind it. I mean, obviously I'll have to see how it works, right, you know, in practice, but I don't really mind the fact of, you know, if you keep it at a cap, hopefully it makes it to where we have less people selling runs and Umbral runs, because that's what people did. Hit up Helen Wong and get those Umbi runs going and just keep going until you're able to upgrade everything and you're bissed out, right? Well, now that it's capped, you can't really do that. You know, you're gonna have to, you know, choose which piece you want that week and stuff like that. So I don't know. We'll see how it implements. I'm okay with it for now. If it keeps people consistently playing and, you know, that little carrot to chase, then I'm here for it. So now we're going to talk about infix perks. There will still be unique gear pieces with powerful and rare perks called infixes. These will function similarly to how the unique perks on artifacts work. So, and look at an infix perk as just like a very rare and powerful perk, something akin to, I use Yeaterson as an example. How you just, you know, Yeaterson has the perk where you knock them out and they go flying, right? You only find that on Yeaterson. So if you see something with infix perks, then yeah, it's kind of going to be some power, or, you know, very powerful in that realm of things. Now, attribute changes. Now, this is a huge one, guys, and I need you to lock it in on me, or in with me here. So there are no longer any perks, which increases attributes. So we felt these perks didn't really result in a meaningful choice between two good alternatives. So we've decided to reclaim that slot for more interesting perks. All of the attribute points that used to come from these perks has been instead added into the native attribute point pool granted by normal leveling. And to make sure this is easier to manage, we've made gear set storage loadouts now also save your current attribute loadout. The attribute perks on existing gear have been replaced with other perks of relatively lower power, since players will keep the power the attribute perks used to yield. So again, essentially what they're saying is the attribute perks are cooked, they're gone, and it's gonna hopefully make the attribute tree feel a little better, a little more streamlined, and not so much like all over the place. You have people going 300 con, 300 int, 300 focus, like, you know, like right now it just feels like the attributes are just all over the place, man. You have so many of these attribute points, you're just like juicing these things up, and now hopefully with this change it'll be a lot easier for people, and I think noob friendly, quite honestly. This is going to be way more noob friendly, and then also we're not even done with we're still not done with it. Perk design in general, we've done a complete sweep through our collection of perks and made some structural changes. Our goal is to make perk selection conditional and thoughtful, and to eliminate must-have perks that simply raise the critical combat numbers like damage, stamina, etc., with some kind of meaningful drawback. So your perks like Hardy on your ring, that felt like an absolute necessity. There's going to be some drawbacks to these things, and these things might not feel as like a must-have in this season, which is nice. Again, so this pretty much covers a lot of the in-game progression, but whenever you look at all this stuff combined, it's actually a huge W in my opinion. I mean, everything what we know about in-game for New World is changing. Like literally everything that we know about in-game for New World is changing, which is good. New World desperately needs change. So, and I think this will be a lot more fitting for like your WoW players. Like, I'll be honest, like a lot of these changes remind me a lot of World of Warcraft, and that's okay. I mean, WoW has been around forever, so I don't understand why like it's taken this long really to kind of take a note out of their book, right? Like, or a page out of their book. Like, why not? Why not? Either way, so I'm very excited about the end game. I think this is my personal favorite thing so far about all this. I'm very excited. All right, now with that being said, let's jump into this. I am super stoked about this one personally. We have a new OPR map coming out. Awesome. It's called the Tower. And just to show you guys a little pic of this, apparently it's like a layered tower that's going to be on the top of a mountain. I don't know. I think that's really cool. I love the pic here. And yeah, so it's a 3 vertical layer of dark grandeur from the commanding castle heights to the corrupted depths below. There's going to be jump pads, strategic pass, things like that, right? Essentially, this is going to be a juiced up OPR map with buffs, jump pads, all that kind of stuff. Very cool themed. Again, I mean, this is easily probably the coolest OPR map that we're going to have. Like, at least visually, right? Like this looks cool. Like this just looks super cool. So I'm excited for it. And the best thing about this is we actually get to a sneak peek, a little preview, September 23rd to September 30th. So next week, we'll actually be able to dive into that. You guys best believe I will be live checking that out. Now, there will be a developer video going on depths on season 10 coming in early October. So that's going to be when we get more of the sauce, more of the juice. But yeah, so this is obviously just kind of like something, this gets us like excited, but they're going to be going in more detail soon. So quick rundown. We got the new zone. We got the new, quest line. We got a game mode, Catacombs, a PvE game mode. We got a raid, and we have quite literally 5 or 6 different completely in-game changing progression systems for the game, which again is a massive W, and a new OPR map coming. So I mean, guys, I gotta be honest, this is a massive W for me. I feel like AGS is 100% cooking, and to anybody who is out of the loop about AGS and what's been going on behind the scenes, Scott Lane is not a part of this anymore. Shout out to Katie and the team. They actually kind of took over this, and I know that they've been, I heard that they've kind of taken over around season 7 and 8, but in my opinion, I'm looking at season 10 as like Katie and the devs team's brainchild, right? Like this is the direction that they want to see New World going in, and quite honestly, I'm here for it. New World has been in a tough spot for a while, and this has the potential to kind of bring some people back, and I think especially with it being free, why not? Why not give it a shot? And especially with the MMO scene being where it's at, like, dude, I'm an MMO gooner, and I can't find anything from an MMO that I actually enjoy right now aside from New World. I mean, I've been playing OSRS and World of Warcraft from time to time, but dude, New World is still my main thing. So I'm excited for it, and I think people will be excited as well. I hope you guys enjoyed my yap session about the new season. And one more thing before we get out of here, in case you guys don't know, I do an annual subathon, and I will be starting my subathon on October 13th whenever this season drops. So if you guys are not following me on Twitch, you gotta get there. Last year we went 30 days of streaming nonstop. I'll have a bed, I sleep on stream, it's going crazy. So we're gonna see what we can get to this year. With that being said though, guys, I hope you guys had fun watching the video. Peace, later, love. I will see you guys in the next one.